The brighter I shine my light, I give permission for everybody else to shine their light brighter as well. And that's the way you impact lives. That's the way you change the world. You shine your light bright. Have you ever felt guilty for wanting more? Maybe somebody has foolishly said to you, well, aren't you satisfied with what you have? I found myself in these shoes plenty of times in the last few years, but it was this one particular moment that stands out. I was saying, you know what? It's okay for me to want more. I was sitting, I can't tell you exactly where I was, but I remember the day as if it was yesterday because, as you chase more and you want to go to the next level in your business or in life or in your endeavors, people will often criticize you. You're like, well, isn't what you have good enough? Aren't you grateful for what you have? Yeah, I'm grateful for what I have. That's the only way I get to go to the next level. I get to bring in more. I get to be open to receiving more. In this moment, a few months ago, well, a while ago, I was sitting there and I was like almost brought to tears because 18-year-old me had everything I wanted. I had a strong relationship with my husband. I have 2 kids and a brand new baby in my arms. Maybe this is postpartum emotions. In September of 2023, because my baby was born September 1st, Chloe. I had just come off my biggest month to date. And I remember, I'm literally looking, I pulled up my email. I wasn't going to do it, but I was like, you know what? I just want to see. So I pulled up my email on my way to the hospital to get induced. And I saw what I saw. And I was like, oh my gosh. I made more money in the last 24 hours than I had in a while. And the feeling was like such a relief because with my other 2 babies, with Easton, I was right out of, I graduated the week I had Easton, so I was dead broke in student loans, and Andrew was working his 9 to 5 and hated it. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. Living off of a steady $70,000 income in Portland, Oregon. So we had sufficient for our means. 2017. Then Hallie was born in 2020 in May. And at the time, Andrew was jobless, and I was still putting everything I had into my business. That was my big thing, was just, I'm going to keep feeding the business until it was at a level that I could take withdrawals from it at more than like $100 a withdrawal. Let's just say that. So we weren't quite there yet, but we got there quite quickly afterwards. Me with 2 kids, a baby in my arms. My house was currently for sale, which we had several offers on it, and it gone under contract twice. Both of them fell through. So we were trying, to get this to all happen before we had a baby. Sometimes God has a better plan for you. No matter how hard it is for me, I have to let him take over and follow his timeline. I'm still sitting in this house that we have just outgrown it in every way, shape, or form. We'd outgrown the physical house. We outgrew the environment it was in. We outgrew the church community that it was surrounded by. It was just not a place for us anymore. And it had been that way for a good year or 2. And I just could not take it any longer. So as soon as Andrew gave me the cue to move, I was like, all right, we're done. We're doing this in 2 weeks. I'm very fast. I make a decision and move forward, and I will get peeved if someone is in my way and it's not moving as fast as I want it to. So I made it happen. And then we had our journey in the summer of 2023. But here I sat realizing my house was for sale. We were looking at houses. We'd finally gotten over enough of the mindset blocks and the money mindset blocks that I was able to look in the house range of which I knew we couldn't be in. But I had to drag some feet along there with me to get me there. And this house was always there. I looked at it several times on the computer. We never physically went to see it though. And in this moment, we had just gone to see it, and it was like, okay, this is the house. This is the house we're supposed to be in. And I always wanted one of those big white and black houses, which is what the new ones are here in Utah. And this was a big white and black house. It was very majestic. It's in a neighborhood of big houses, which I needed because I needed to be in the right environment. Physically now, I put myself in the right environment virtually in so many ways now. I needed the physical environment to take shape as well. The price tag, though, was not something that Andrew was willing to go after. So we threw out a number. And for some unknown reason, the real estate agent said yes. Just so happened that the real estate agent was also the owner and the GC of the house in which I now reside in. Hence why our background has been a closet and a door, because eventually my green walls will become my pretty background as soon as we can get all moved in. But, neither one of us have stopped really working at all. We're doing our full-time schedule, our normal schedule, and with a brand new baby, it's just like, you forget it. What's been done has been done because my parents have come to help us, or we've hired somebody to come help us. Anyways, at some point it'll get done. So I'm sitting there. I have everything I wanted. Everything 18-year-old me, even 25-year-old me, even 30-year-old me wanted. Here I sat. I turned 34 on September 18th of 2023. And I said to myself, I am so grateful for this life that I get to live, this life that I've created. But I want more. Is there a problem with me? Because so many people would say, well, why aren't you just grateful for what you have? Don't worry, I am. I'm very grateful. So grateful that in random moments it will bring me to tears. Thinking of one of those moments last night where crawling into bed and my son says his prayers, and then all of a sudden he just starts crying. You said, what's wrong, bud? My mom and dad love me just so much. Literally, that's why he was crying. You and dad love me. How we do, bud. I'm glad you understand that. I'm glad you get it. There's nothing like love from a parent to a child. And when you're a parent, you know what I mean. So I had everything I wanted. And then I thought to myself, I want more. Am I wrong in wanting more? What's wrong with me? Then I caught myself and I said, nothing's wrong with me. That's how I got what I am, where I am today. Yeah, I could have stayed in that house. Yeah, I could have stayed in my brick and mortar practice. Yeah, I could have barely made ends meet, brought in enough to just, make sure the bills are paid, stay in a mediocre living circumstances, not jump on any plane at any time. But that's just not me. And I don't think that's the way life is supposed to be lived either. I think we're supposed to set goals. In fact, I don't think I've ever written a goal down. I just say it, and because I say it and I talk about it, I hold myself accountable, and I talk about it out loud right here, right now, on things like this. So it's like, you know what? I said it out loud, so I'm just going to do everything I possibly can to make it happen. So I do it, and I go forward, and I do things that are not normal, and I just put myself out there, and I just do it because I know that I don't want to just be the mediocre. In fact, I want to live an extraordinary life. Because I know that when I live an extraordinary life, I can do a lot of things. When people tell me that money doesn't bring happiness, I'm going to beg to differ. Because when you have enough money, you better believe it can bring happiness. Usually people who are telling you money doesn't bring happiness is because they don't have enough money. Or money doesn't solve problems. Well, that's because you don't have enough money to solve your problems, because money solves problems. The fact that I can jump on an airplane at any time I want to, go to any conference I want to, bring my kids, take my kids to any vacations, send my husband on any hunting trips, plus pay for my 4,500 square foot house when I used to live in a 2,000 square foot house, and build my dream indoor, my dream pool, and my husband's dream shop, and anything else we want to do. I mean, it's okay to have more. It's okay to want more. It's okay to go get more. Because here I sit in 34-year-old version of me, and 40-year-old version of me is going to want something different because I will have achieved all this, all that 34-year-old version of me has. But I also know that the brighter I shine my light, I give permission for everybody else to shine their light brighter as well. And that's the way you impact lives. That's the way you change the world. You shine your light bright. And you invite all those who want to follow you. Is it exhausting at times? You better believe it. When I go to conferences and I walk into the conference and 75% of people know who I am and I don't really know who they are. It's exhausting by the time it's all over. Would I change it for anything? No. Do I need to take a break the day after and just chill? Yes. So as you're sitting there, be so grateful for the journey that you've been on. For the ups, the downs, the moments where you're just like pleading that I don't know where the next dollar is going to come from, because that built you into who you are today. You know, I remember saying when patients would come in or they'd tell me something about having a miscarriage or losing a baby or somewhere during pregnancy. And I was like, oh, you'll be okay. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it until I experienced it. Now, it's a whole different story. And it doesn't matter if they lost them at 6 weeks into pregnancy or 16 weeks into pregnancy or 36 weeks. I get it. I lost mine at 20 weeks. December 3rd, 2017. Same year Easton was born. That was a wild year. Let me just tell you that, okay? If someone were to say to you foolishly, you should be grateful for what you have and stop chasing for more, rewrite that story inside your head immediately to, I am grateful for what I have. I am safe where I am, and I am safe to want more. And I get to shine my light brighter and have more. Now my team understands, and they know that the better I do, the better they do. So do they root me on? Oh, yes, they do. When you get the right people around you, your business flourishes, you flourish in life. And if that means you have to let the wrong people go, then you gotta let the wrong people go. And that might be you. You might be in the wrong. How should I say this? Like you might be trying something. Oh, here we go. You might be trying something that somebody told you to do, and it's just not resonating with you, but yet somebody told you to do it. Let it go. I can't tell you how many times I tried to do something that somebody else had said was working, aka 6 webinars turning into courses and all the things that have been a complete failure. That whatever, I learned that, pass on to it. No, let's focus on what really works. And it's also what I love, what I've become very, very good at. So I want you to know that you are safe where you're at. I know that you're grateful with what you have, because so am I. But I also want you to know that it is safe to have more. It is okay to want more. In fact, more is coming to you. You take the action, you draw the lines, and go for it. When people tell me that you have to have a salesperson, you have to take all these sales calls, I say, no, I don't. I'm already proving it wrong to begin with. And 2, I don't want to have a big team, nor do I want to have to spend a ton of time on sales calls. So I'm going to get freaking good at selling one-to-many. And I am. Because I set those boundaries. And it's okay for me to want more. I was having a conversation with my financial planner last night. And this is why this episode came to pass today. Because he said to me, we were going over numbers, and he was like, all right, what did you do last month? I said, well, $475,000 in sales. I collected, $120,000 over a span of time. And then here's what I'm going to put. Here's my projections for the quarter 1 in 2024. And he was like, holy. Okay, how do you do what you do? And I said, Nate, I would teach you how I do what I do, but that's not the time and place. You have to be gone in 10 minutes. Like, let's do what we need to do right here, right now. I'm going to teach you all the business stuff later and how to maximize your expertise and share your knowledge with the world. So we got through the numbers, and I said, okay, here's my projections for this year, 2024. This is what I want to hit. This is my plan to hit it. But I'm open to it coming in any way. I'm just going to be open to it. I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to be free to see what happens, but I'm going to do all the things. You better believe it. And that includes spending more money on marketing per month than I've spent the entire year combined so far. So I'm willing to do the things. And he said, all right, let's do it. But keep tabs with me as we go throughout the year, because we're going to need to set you up a whole money marketing account and this and that and that. And I said, okay, I'll tell you tabs, and I'll keep tabs with you. I'll send you over the numbers. I'll be like, okay, Nate, I got money. Let's move it places. Because I understand I'm open to receiving it. I'm open to being the flow, letting it come in, letting it go out, and just putting money in places that not only help me, help my family, help impact lives, and because why not? It's okay to want more. It's okay to have an Airbnb in California or Florida or Texas or Colorado or I don't know. And it's okay to have a couple of them. And it's okay to have it all. You can be a mom. You can be a businesswoman. You can be a practitioner. You can have it all, but you have to have a business set up to where you can have it all. One-on-one does not allow you to have it all. So we finish up this episode, I want you to know that it's safe to want more. I want you to know that I know you are grateful for what you have. But you're also motivated by more because you're like me. All right, until next time.